Completed. Hi everyone, thanks for joining. Today is day number 10. Let me quickly check which day we are in. 9. Okay. So today is day number 9, and what we are going to learn today, again, it's important information that we want to learn today. I haven't explained you about the lab setup so far, but you'll come to know in maybe tomorrow. I'll explain you about the lab. The lab I'm going to share with everyone. You can do your practice. You can try to build your manual lab as well, means deploying the controllers and few of the edge routers. Try that as well. Um, Once you deploy that particular lab, then what you want to do? Then you want to create device templates. Then you want to enable certain features inside your device template. That is one part. Once you are very good with creating the templates, feature templates, device templates, etc., the next big thing you want to do is that you want to learn about policies. You'll find that different type of policies are there: control policy, data policy. Inside that you have again different type of policies. So that is again one aspect that you want to learn. Apart from that, you want to learn about security and security policy in SD-WAN. You want to learn a little bit of cloud integration. You want to learn about monitoring as well. So these are the key areas actually you have inside networking. Whenever you are um, becoming a network engineer, what you are doing? You are doing monitoring. You are doing some sort of deployment, means implementation, right? You are doing some sort of design, architect, etc. Means again, it depends that how much experience you have, what is your job profile. So some people, they are doing designing, architect, means they are doing all those things inside Visio, creating design. The inside design, again, you have to consider so many things. And best path for go towards this is that you should check Cisco CCDP and then CCI in design. So those areas you can check. Design, again, design something something is this, that you have to consider so many things inside design: failover, high availability, etc., etc., etc. In this course also, I'm going to cover design part. Today itself, I'll start with basic design, the brand design, data center design, etc., with respect to SD-WAN. But if you're more interested inside designing an architect, you can check this certification path. Now, when you start your job, basically you are doing monitoring, creating reports, sending reports, monitoring the dashboard, doing some email or email or call communications, etc. Means your your job is that check the alerts and then report someone. So suppose you are working as a L1 engineer or maybe L2 engineer, you are doing monitoring, little bit troubleshooting, escalating to next level engineer, right? Now, you can see in between, I have mentioned here this deployment and implementation. This is actually 100% different team who is doing the implementation deployment. Now in operation, you may do some partial deployment or implementation, but if you are thinking about that um, day zero deployment or big migrations and deployment, then there are different teams in different companies who are doing all these deployments, etc. Then one big piece, that once you do the deployment, it will move to the operations. Again, operation will do the designing, means correction in design, correction in implementation, optimization in monitoring, etc. That's the job of operation. 60% or 70% network life cycle or software life cycle is related to operation. If you see this percentage wise, you'll find 5 to 6% designing, um, 15 to 20% implementation, and then rest everything is falling under operation. Okay, so you have to choose your path wisely. When you start, you can start with anything like monitoring and basic troubleshooting. Later on, you should check these profiles, implementation or designing. Here you may reach after 10-15 years with certain you know uh, mix of certifications. Do not do only one certification, try to do multiple. Resume. No, its recording is on, seems. You are back, Jitender?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks.
That's
All
why
right.
I have a chat in the resume.
Okay, okay, resume. Okay, thank you. So this 5-10 minutes, a little bit of 5-10 minutes I just took apart from this SD-WAN training is that you can check your profile, what you're doing, you should know that, and you know where you want to be after 2-3 years. You should know that what I want to do in my career, etc., etc. This will help you this 5-10 minutes. Okay, let's move on because today I'm going to discuss about little bit of design as well. Okay. Now, if I go through this slide, what it is telling that there is one lab that you have to do. One of the V edges down. Okay, so before going to that design section that today we are going to discuss, suppose I'll give you one situation, one scenario that one of the V edge is down. Okay, what you will check?
Suppose that if one VS is down, then first we need to verify the power status at the site. Okay, maybe at the power issue at the site or
Physical
may
thing. Okay,
yeah, physical things. All the cables would be properly connected.
okay.
Secondly, we need to check the control connection. Okay,
Control connection. Okay,
yeah, because the control connections would be up, and this we want a gateway IP. Default IPs would be also reachable.
configuration. Okay.
Mm. That's it. The initial level of troubleshooting we can do it while it is down, or maybe the transport part also. If is there any circuit is down.
Data connection. Okay.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. So we can go and check the physical thing like your device is down, power failure, power module failure, or interface is down, or some issue with interface, etc. So if that is right, then you are able to log into device or not. If you are able to log into the device, obviously you'll go and check the control connection and data connection. So there may be chance, but the thing is that VS is down. So if that is down, there are a chance that you will not able to log into that device, right? Or it is not clear here in this scenario that VH is down inside vManage. Inside vManage. If VH is down inside vManage, how it look like? So you'll
Yes, red
find,
color.
yeah, red color.
Red color. Yeah.
Yeah, 100% right here. So you'll find that it will look like here. Let me try to draw here. So here you will find one red color down arrow, like down arrow will be there. So it will show number and 1 is down or 2 is down, 3 is down, like that. Now, if it is down from the management platform, at the moment, let's think that vManage is a management platform. Um, you have option here that you can go to the vManage. Inside vManage, you have the tool section. You can go to the SSH terminal. You can check that from this management tool itself I can SSH or not. At the moment I don't have any VH, so for sake of showing you, I'll try to log into VS Smart. Once you log in inside VS Smart, then what you will check? You will go and check the control connection and data connection, right? So once you are here, you will go and check show control. It's not that user friendly, this GUI. Okay, control connections. So you will see that, okay, control connection is up. Then whatever Sanjay has told, that you can check the transport, data connection, etc., etc. Those things you will check. I will add this particular scenario in our troubleshooting section. We have troubleshooting section as well, where I will go and cover at least 10 trouble tickets that will help you to understand more and more troubleshooting related to SD-WAN with Tele. All right. So, okay, these are the answers that you should go and check. There's no problem in that. Once you do the deployment, you can go and check the interface description, control connections. One very important point in this slide, you will find that if you want to check the log, you know, so log is there. You can go and check these directory: var variable slash log, vdebug, or dsyslog. So what does it mean? I told you earlier that you can go and bring up your fabric, right? So suppose I have my edge device, and then this a particular edge device I want to add inside the fabric, right? What it will do, first of all, it will go and do the communication with the vbond. Vbond will go and check the serial number and what other thing?
This number.
Chassis ID. Great. So
Yeah.
chassis ID and serial number of edge device, and edge device will check the org name of the vbond. Then he will pass that information to vmanage. He will pass that information to vsmart, and vsmart and vmanage will do the same. Once vsmart and vmanage will be satisfied, means once they authenticate, okay, this is the valid edge device, they will add that edge device into the fabric. Then vbond will go and tear down its permanent connection. Okay, now this is the information that you have seen here theoretically, like, somewhere written in notes. This information, if you want to see in detail in the log, then you can go to these locations: var log vdebug and var log dsyslog. Obviously this is syslog related information, but you can get that information there. Now, to get the enhanced information there, you have to start your debug. So you can go and start the debug, and then that debug will be collected on these locations. Let me quickly show you that how we can go and collect these logs, or maybe I can log into one of the edge device where you already have these logs. Both options are there. So I'll do one thing. Mhm.
Ratnesh, sorry for disturbing. I have one question here. You can go back to the previous slide where you're creating the diagram. Oh, I think
Diagram, okay.
yeah, this one, yes. So here you are saying that this is the V bond and this is the VH, and this is the connecting to the internet connectivity. And this V bond server should be reachable from this VH devices, right? Via
Yes.
internet connectivity. And
Yep.
once it is reaching to this vBond, and this vBond will authenticate these VS devices by checking the serial number and chassis number and organization name, site ID, everything, right? They need to check it.
Yeah. So basically, they will go and check the serial number and chassis ID of this,
Okay. And
and this
organization name,
and edge device will go and check the organization name.
of which organization name means the vBond organization name, the edge devices will check,
Yeah.
or the
All
vBond will check the VH
yeah.
organization name.
All the devices in the fabric, they should have same organization name.
Got it,
because
got it.
organization name is one of the key component of certificate. So suppose if you have two different organization name, that means you have two different certificate. For all the certificates that are getting distributed within the organization, they should have same organization name. Otherwise, they will not become part of Fabric. Okay.
So this list of the devices would be uploaded into the vManage, right? There is the option for the upload the VS devices list, right?
Hmm.
Then how this vBond is know that about this VS device? Suppose that it is the first time coming the power on and we need to do the basic configuration in this VS devices. How this vBond knows about this VS devices? So list should be there in the vBond. How they will matching it?
Okay. That is good question, and I'm going to answer that. It may take 20-30 minutes to understand this, but you will understand this. Okay. So question here is this, that I have one router. That particular router or edge device is new. Do I have any certificate in that particular router? That certificate known to controllers. So when that router will come, try to communicate first of all with the vBond. How that vBond will come to know it has valid certificate and it's want to be part of Fabric. Step number one is that certification process, right? So how my vBond will know that it is part of same organization that I am part of, right? Okay. So how thing happening behind the scene nowadays in SD-WAN, you can see here. First of all, you have to go and you should have your account inside software.cisco.com. This is termed as a smart account. Inside a smart account, you may map multiple virtual accounts. Okay. So once you get on this page, you will find this particular page. But from here, you have to go and click to plug and play PNP portal. So once you go and click to plug and play, so now we are inside plug and play. You can go and create your virtual account. See, he's creating something like network lab. Here, not only virtual account, but you have to go and create something called controller profile as well. And that controller profile is nothing but vBond profile. So you will see here. So once you go and click plug and play, you're clicking to plug and play, and inside plug and play you are adding the devices. You have to create one profile called controller profile. So you can see that controller profile, add profile. Inside that controller profile you have to give the name of the controller type vBond, and then you are putting your profile name, your organization name, see organization name. So now you come to know that how first of all my in on-prem on-prem vBond come to know about uh, the organization name, right? And whenever you are purchasing any hardware from Cisco, so that hardware list will also come here. See, add device is here. So that is also there inside your plug and play. And then your controller information is also there inside your plug and play. Okay, it is telling that the controller and all those information. Great. Now, once you have this information inside the new vManage, I'll show you that when I log into vManage. So if you go to vManage, if you go to the configuration and devices, you'll find that here you have one other tab, and in that tab it is written as sync virtual account or sync smart account. That means if you go and click here, oops, if you go and click to this particular tab, what will happen? Whatever information you have in your plug and play portal, it will automatically come and populate here. That means the chassis number, serial number. Who chassis number, serial number? Your device chassis number, serial number to whom you want to provision. Okay. So
That is the new device serial
yes,
number and chassis number will
yes,
be appear, right?
yeah, yes, yeah,
So Ratnesh, this option where will get in the higher version or like because this is the lower version that's why not coming or
yeah. I will show you in the. I think it will be there after 18 or maybe 18 onwards.
Nowadays we are using the 20.3.2 version, and in that version I am seeing that one.
Yeah,
And I am
20 dot.
also having the access of the plug and play link.
Yeah.
So yeah, so actually there is a
So
confusion here. So how we can do it? So that's why I asked the question.
yeah, no
Yeah.
problem. That is valid question.
Yeah.
You should know this. Uh, and here you can see that step by step document is there now. It is almost done. So whenever you are doing PNP, plug and play, what will happen? So you have something called mother of orchestrator. That is nothing but your PNP. That is nothing but your source of truth, right? So from your PNP, so I have my PNP server, software.cisco.com. From that PNP, once you go and log into your vManage, so suppose I have my vManage as well. So behind the scene, this vManage will go and do the communication with that PNP. It will go and get all those information. Once vManage has that information, you know that vManage will go and uh, give that information to vSmart and vBond. Okay. So behind the scene, this is happening that it will go and give the information to vSmart and vBond. Now, since our vBond is our orchestrator, so whenever any new device will come into the picture, to whom he will contact, they will go and try to contact with
V1.
vBond. Now vBond, he got the list behind the scene. From where he got the list? He got the list from vManage, but how vManage got the list? vManage got the list from PNP. So behind the scene, this is the relation. Now, what vBond will do? He will go and check the serial number and the chassis ID. And the edge device, he will go and check the organization name of the vBond. Okay.
Okay, so both side authentication will be happening, right? Means the from
Yes.
the V1 as well as the VS devices, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, got
Ratnesh,
it.
if
Yeah.
the like VS side after putting the device and VS side it is unable to match or org name, so that can be one scenario that can happen also.
Sorry, come again.
Suppose in the VS side you are saying that you check the org right organization name right,
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
but when checking it it doesn't if it is unable to see the match, what will happen?
It will not become part of fabric.
Okay.
It will not join the fabric.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, one more thing, Ratnesh here.
Mhm.
Suppose that there is the one option when you are logging to the vManage, there is an option to go to the dashboard and then device configuration and left hand side before the sync to the smart account, upload the VS devices list, right? So that devices list, suppose that we are implementing the multiple branch at the site or maybe the hub and spoke. So that list of the devices we need to convert into the .csv file, right? And upload it so that this vManage know about means what is the host ID that we are going to implement or deploy at the site. And after that, they will match that host ID and then allow that devices to come into the SD-WAN fabric.
Yep. Right. So, see, this process that we have discussed here, this is basically for PNP, plug and play. You connect
Mm-hmm.
the device with some bootstrap configuration. All these SD-WAN devices, they have some basic configuration. You connect it, it will get day zero configuration. Then you can go and push any template. Okay. Again, we can discuss more on this, that plug and play, and next generation is like zero touch provisioning, ZTP. And uh, at the moment you connect the device, why not it will go and get the template as well. Those things we can discuss later on, not now. But this diagram you're seeing here in the pink is for basically for PNP. For example, you don't want PNP. Okay, suppose in your branch you have CSR router, and that CSR router you want to migrate with some other CSR router in terms of SD-WAN. Okay, so in that case, suppose you don't have PNP, you don't have all this process behind the scene, still you want to deploy that. In that case, you should have one valid list in your vManage, and from vManage you can do the authentication like we are doing in the lab. Okay, because we don't have this PNP and all those things, we have our own license and everything, and we are performing this. This PNP came into picture when Cisco has acquired. Before 17, you don't have any type of things like this. Okay,
Okay, okay.
shall we
Yeah.
move? Okay, great questions. Okay, great. Let me clear my drawing. Let's move on to the slides. But all these questions that you are asking, it's actually good, because once your concept is 100% clear, then in future it will be very easy for me to cover all these things fast, because covering the lab is easy. I will go configure some device, I'll do some tweaking, and done. But understanding these theories and all, these are critical. All right, one link is there. You can go and check this link where you'll find some cool Linux related commands like netstat, IP route, etc., etc. So you can go and check this link as well. Why I have added this? Because from device itself, you can go to vShell, right? vShell is nothing but a Linux-based shell. Font size is very small here. Let me try to check any of the device if I have. Okay, the font size is very small, but you can type vShell, you can go inside shell. This is nothing but a Linux. And if you have 50, 60 handy commands with you, that will be good. How you can do networking related things inside Linux, how you can do file management related thing, how you can go and create new file, etc., etc. Yeah, so you can have a look on this particular link. All right. So what we can do, that we can go and create one template. Okay, our template, and that template we can go and push to a device. So what I'm going to do here is this, that I will go and create basic template. Later on we can go and add more and more complexity into that. But let's create one basic template and then try to attach that template to device. Okay. All right. So when you create the template, what are the things you need to configure? You have to go and create system-wide configuration, right? Then you should go and do some VPN 0 template, and inside that you have to go and create interfaces. Then you have to go and create template related to VPN 512 and the interfaces inside VPN 512. Then you should go and create OMP and some other management related configuration. Okay, so we are going to create that, and then we'll go and attach this as well. Once we'll go and attach this template to the device, we'll go and check the control connection. We'll go and check the data connection as well. Yeah, any question you have? Clear the drawing. All right, so what we are doing, the strategy is this, that create your plan first, understand the theory, and then perform the lab task. Let me quickly go and log into the vManage. Let's go to that dashboard. Now, if you are expert in SD-WAN, then creating these templates will be very easy. If you are new, then initially you may find it little bit difficult. Okay, so let's go to that menu. You can see configuration, and then you can see the templates. Here in the template, now we have two ways that we can go and create these device configuration templates. Either you can directly start with device template, and then inside that you'll get option to create feature templates, or you can go and create n number of feature templates, and then all those feature templates you can go and call inside device template. Okay, so any way is okay, there is no problem on that. So I can go to the device template, and inside device template we can go and create our template. So here you can see that you have this create template option. From feature template, from CLI template. Now, CLI templates are not popular. Initially, it was there, but nowadays you'll find that everyone is using feature template to create their configuration. So you can go and use feature template. Now, he is asking about device model that we can search. Our device is VeloCloud. So you can see that VeloCloud. Device role SD-WAN edge name. Now, whenever I will share these labs with you, and maybe one lab can be shared with 2 or 3 persons. So what you can do whenever you create your template, just to recognize this is belonging to yourself, you give first 3 initial character for your name. So I'm using rat underscore. You can use SAN. You can use GIT etc. underscore. So you'll understand that this template I have created, this configuration I have created. Okay, and this is for DC. I'll not use test. DC template. You can give some nice description in the production environment. At the moment, I'm okay. So now you can see if I scroll down a little bit, basic informations, transport and management VPN, service VPN, additional template. Now here inside this basic information, I can go and give. So see, what template is this? Anyone can answer. What type of template we are creating?
Feature template, right?
Yeah,
Feature templates.
we are creating device
Feature
template.
template.
We are creating device template. What is device template? Device template is nothing but a big container where you have all line items. So in a particular device template, you may have n number of feature templates. So you may have feature template 1, feature template 2, feature template 3, feature template 4, etc. You may have good amount of collections of feature templates. Okay, so device template is a big running configuration. Inside that you may have OSPF, OMP, VPN0, system-wide, NTP, etc., etc. Okay, so now here whatever you are seeing, it's a big device template, right? Inside this device template, you may have basic information. Inside that basic information, you may have system template, logging template, you may have transport VPN template, service VPN template, additional templates. Okay, so any confusion on this, what we are creating?
Yeah, what type of configuration we can do it in the additional template?
I'll come to that. If I click here, it will show you SNMP,
Yes,
security
yes.
templates, and all those things.
Okay.
Okay, great. So let's move it. Let's try to create, clear this screen. Now you can see that system template. You can go and use a default, or you can go and create your own. So we want to create our own. So here you can see in the bottom, I have this option, create template. I can go and click create template. It will ask you about the name. So I'll go and give, say, initial 3 characters, then system template for DC. Okay, inside system, you can see that you have options. What are the things you want to put? You can
Site
go,
IDs.
yeah, yes, yeah. So good example for this is that whatever you can go and see inside your CLI, same thing you have here as well. So if I go to vManager, let me open that CLI as well parallelly, so you can see that. I will show you that how much equivalent they are. Let me increase the font size a little bit. Okay, so I can go here and let me log into any of the edge device from vManage. Show control connections. I can go and use a vShell, and then we can SSH one of the data center device. Okay, system wide show run system. So inside system, what you are seeing the host name, the GPS locations, system IP, site ID, and rest of the information like tracking. AAA will have some different option. We'll see that. So here you can see that you have the site ID, you have the system IP, overlay ID, time, zone, host name, location. Now, I think we have discussed this earlier in our previous section that here you have 3 different things, right? One is default, one that you can go and create variables, and one global parameter. Okay, so this icon means that it is variable. This icon means that it is variable. This is default. And if you want to put something global, you can put it. So if you have that option, it will show you some globe type of this, global. So here you can see in the slide, maybe this is for data center. I want to put my own site ID. So I can go and give 100. And let me check that what site ID it has. Site ID is 100 as well. But anyways, it will not ask you. I'll do one small change. I'll make 150. That's the site ID. By default, in the configuration, it was 100. Now remember, I told you very important thing about site ID. If you have different site ID, then they will form the IPsec. Otherwise, they will not form the IPsec connectivity. System IP, you want to make it user defined. See, if you make it global, even we don't have option to make it, but be very careful. If you want to make generic template, means a template that you can use or reuse multiple places, do not make it very much global, because then you are fixing the variable. You are not making the variable. Okay, that means you can't use at multiple places. So try to make your template as generic as possible, like as much as variable you have. Then you can see the host name, location, etc. You can see that system host name. It will ask you system IP address. It will ask you while deploying this device group, maximum OMP sessions. Then the GPS, latitude, longitude. Means these things also you can make as a variable. You can go and put it. You can go and put some tracker and that you want to track the WAN interfaces. You have this tracker. We'll discuss this later on about tracker, how what's the use of this. So tracking we can go and create. Then we have some advanced configuration options. Let me scroll a little bit up so you can see it. Most of the thing in the production network also will find that this is default. Now here, this is a little bit advanced concept, that control session policy rate PPS 300 is default value 300. What does it mean? Now you have to think this thing is like this, that say I have my control connection. I am one of the edge device. Okay. Edge device is there. Edge devices are not dumb devices, right? Means they have to do, and they have to go and they have to do some sort of message in exchange or information exchange with the control plane, right? Now to do the control message exchange, they also need some sort of bandwidth, right? Means that suppose if in my infrastructure I have 6 different vSmart, 3 different vManage, 4 different vBond. That means that your edge devices will have the active connection with vSmart, with vManage, temporary connection with vBond. But still, they need some sort of bandwidth. They need some sort of communication channel. Okay, if your number of active connections are more, unnecessarily if they are active all the time, that is not a good design. Okay, so just provide security to the control connection, and this is 300 pps. You can make this more as well, but this is for sake of security. uh, you don't need, you are not doing any packet exchange like data exchange or file exchange or any type of big transactions with a control plane. So you don't need much bandwidth for your control communication. So that's why it's set at 300 for sake of security. Okay. The internal MTU is there. Obviously, you can increase, decrease as per your requirement. MTU issues are very much there in all the network. It's a it's a thing that we should check, because what is happening nowadays that due to this ICE policy propagation, something called as SGT, security tag propagation, etc., or SG ACLs, those things are there. So what customer want, that they want to propagate their tag value, their client tag value across the network. In that case, you have to increase the MTU size. So this MTU 1024 will not work. Generally, they are putting maximum like 9,000 to incorporate all different type of packets. But anyways, if you have such issue, you can open TACIS. They'll provide you the optimized MTU size. Port hopping is on by default. What does it mean? It means that by default, these devices, if you see here, show control connections. So whenever they are forming the control connection, they are choosing some port 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Think like this. Suppose if this port is busy, then they can go to 5, 6. I think they are jumping by 10 or 8. You can check the document. So then it can go to 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Then it can go to 1, 2, 3, 6, 6. Then it can go to 1, 2, 3, 7, 6, like that. And there is one last limit as well. Up to that they can jump. So they will try to establish connection on this port. If it is not there, they will go and jump, 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 jump. So that's why this the port hopping is on. If it is off, then it will not jump. It will not try. Uh, it will not try other port to form that DTLS or TLS. Offset is 0. That's okay. You know that offset. DNS cache is 2 minutes. We know that DNS cache entry how it is working. Then track the transport. Your VPN 0 transport, by default it is tracking this. Is this device is local vBond? This is for vBond, obviously. Where we have used one command. Remember last time, if you're doing some vBond configuration, if I have some vBond, I just wanted to clarify everything. So if I can go and log into a vBond, I don't know what site people, maybe 11, 11, 11, 11. Yes, admin. Yep. See, show run system. So vBond will tell you that I am vBond only. So if you are checking this local vBond on, that means you are giving this item. I am local and I am vBond. This command. Track the interfaces. You have option. Track the WAN interfaces, your VPN 0 interfaces. You can create the tracker and you can use it. Yes, you can track your interfaces. That option is there. Then rest of the commands mostly related to security and some optimization, like ICMP error, allow same site tunnel. I told you earlier that uh, if your site ID is same, by default, they will not form the IPsec tunnel. Now, by any chance, if you want to create the same site tunnel, then you can go and allow this on. That means uh, inside site ID 100, the devices will try to form IPsec. Route consistency check is off by default. This is there in case of troubleshooting. If you have any issue related to routing, then you can go and enable this feature. Now, once you enable this feature, they will start consuming the CPU process. So that's why this is off. But in case when we are doing some troubleshooting, we are making this on so we can get more and more routing information to do the troubleshooting. Collect the admin tech on reboot is on. That's good practice. Idle timeout is default. Eco-friendly mode. I don't know what does it mean. You can do some search on that. You can check this eco-friendly mode is off by default. On-demand tunnel. Yes, we will discuss on this later on. On-demand tunnel. What does it mean? I'll tell you, but I think we have lab related to this. Now, in prior version, you'll find that all the time your IPsec tunnels are active. I mean, suppose if they are doing data exchange or not, they are active. Then Cisco got this request from different vendors that if I am not using that tunnel actively, they should become idle. You know, so that's why this on-demand tunnel is there. Once you try to send the data packet, then that IPsec tunnel will come into the picture. Otherwise, they will be in down state. They will not be active. This is one of the new feature, nice feature we have in the new SD-WAN image. Oops, you can see so many things are here in this, in just
Yeah,
one tab.
one thing here, Ratnesh. Yeah. So here you are selecting the site ID as a global ID, right?
just to
So
show you.
whenever we are going to create for the DC profile, we need to select always as the global
No,
for the
no,
DC.
just to show you, I have done that.
Yeah,
I
but
made
real in production environment, what should we select it here? Suppose that we need to
everything,
deployment the DC and the sport.
everything should be variable,
No, so it is the device specific or the global. We need to select here the site ID.
variable. Yes, device specific.
Device specific. Okay, okay. But this DC site will communicate to all the
Mhm.
branches, so it
That's a
should be the global.
yeah, that's the name DC data center, but it may be anywhere. If you make
Yes,
more
yes.
and more variables, same feature template. Now this is one of the feature template, right? Same feature template you can use for maybe all the devices.
Okay, okay. But when we are going to create the policy, in that case, we need to consider that one, the global control policy and the local data policy, right?
Yeah, this policy is very different than this. This
Yes,
is
yes,
just
yes.
flat
Yeah, just I'm
configuration.
doing the comparison means here you are
Yes.
selecting there is a two option, the global and the
Yeah.
device. So suppose that if we are going to configure any device, we need to select the device specific site ID.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And what is the
Great.
ICMP error here? In the downside, there is the option I saw it, ICMP error.
Yeah. Let me scroll down
Mhm.
so you can see that.
Yeah, in the bottom side, yeah. ICMP. Yeah, yeah, top here.
PPS. This is
Packet per second.
maybe this is just to save the control plane. You know, some DOS attack will be there. Someone is trying to constantly ping my device, so it is limit at 100. So if someone will constantly ping, it will throw error. Means it will reset that connection. My
Means I'm
device
not
will be.
not getting you. Would you please repeat it?
Yeah. So suppose this template I push to one of the edge device, right? Now
Mm-hmm.
that edge device IP is 1.1.1.1. Now suppose if any from any device in the network, if I ping to 1111, how it will happen? I'll send echo request and the device will send echo reply, right? Means you are requesting and getting the reply. Now suppose more than 100 devices will try to ping to that device, it will go start responding that. So here you can see that a rate limit in the control plane just to save from the denial of service attack in terms of ICMP ping.
Okay, so it is the user related means suppose that if the 100 user is sitting behind that and they are trying to access this VS devices. So at a time the 100 user can access these devices. That is the meaning here.
User, how users are accessing the device, which protocol they are using.
Yeah, maybe the SSH or Telnet.
Okay, no
Basically
one
here the
is,
SSH.
yeah, no one is using talent, but okay, no problem.
Yeah, SSH.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but this is ICMP, right? Both are
Mm-hmm.
different.
Mm-hmm.
SSH or Telnet is different protocol using port 20 to 23. ICMP is different thing. This is just to check the reachability of that particular device.
Yeah, I understand. So here it is meaning the 100. So I just wanted to understand what is the meaning of this 100 and what is the limitations for that. Means maximum it is the limit for the 100 or more than 100. And what is the meaning for the ICMP error rate? Means suppose that the 100 ping response or 100 user is trying to reach to this device. What is the exactly meaning?
See, I'll tell you how it is. So we can go and push the template on this device, right? This is
Yeah.
my edge device. Suppose this is VH1. Now, it's not like one PC in a cloud can send 100 requests. Any good hacking tool like Backtrack or any tool that can generate 100 sessions and send 100 ping in the same bandwidth Okay, you are telling that maybe 100 devices they are pinging this particular device. That may be one a rare example, but someone try to attack on this particular system. If they will send 100 packets per second, this is PPS, to this particular device, and again this is some sort of control plane attack, then it will respond ICMP error. You know, all this echo reply response, they are part of error only. So ICMP, if you check the code inside ICMP, you'll understand more about that, what is ICMP error means. But this is limit, that if someone will try to unnecessarily ping my device, I will not give him any response. You got that?
Sorry, your voice was not coming to me in between. I think it is disconnected. So you are talking about the 100 session, right? Means someone is trying to do the login into the device.
A
That is a session.
session is again different thing, you know. Session means that you have some active session. You need to understand this thing, that whenever you are SSHing to a device, suppose you are a user A, and then you are doing SSH, then you are creating one session inside this device, right? SSH, where it is, in which particular layer?
It is in the application layer.
Okay, and this ICMP is there inside.
Yes.
ICMP, IGMP, they are part of network layer, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so these ICMP, when they try to ping to device, those are not actually session. Those are echo packets, you know, empty packets. In that empty packet, what is happening, that I'm sending echo packets to some device just to check he is live or not. So these are echo packets, so small packets, small packets, just to check the liveliness of the device. Now, if someone want to try to uh, do some sort of DOS attack, denial of service attack. So this device is doing so many things, right? He is doing some routing, he is doing some QoS, he is doing some ACLs. He is busy doing his all those work, networking related work, and 50% of his memory and CPU is used in that. Now suppose if someone will go and send unnecessary packet to this particular device, what he will do? He knows that mechanism. Someone is sending ICMP echo to me. I have to respond that. So someone is sending request. He is responding him. Right now, if think like this, if thousands of requests he will get this device, he will be able to do all his networking job? No, right? He will not do all his routing, QoS, ACLs and all. Why? Because he is busy replying this. Why? Because the request that I'm sending, those may be control request, and those are higher priority requests. Those are coming in high priority queue, because network queues are high priority queue. So that means that there should be some sort of limit. So if 1,000 people they are requesting, I will not respond to all 1,000, but I will respond only to 100. If 101 will come, I will tell, okay, wait, you are invalid, or I'll generate some error. That's the thing.
Okay, now it's clear to me. So overall, the processing overhead on the VS devices will be increased, and it will stop the services, other services, right? So that is the
Yes,
limitation we are going to create for the 100, means 100 requests we can accept at a time.
that's
And
the
if someone is going more than 100, I will be not responding that way.
yeah, that's the default. And same thing you can see here. So many policy rates are here. Policy rate this much. Then you can see there should be limit always everywhere. You don't have n number of control connection, you don't have n number of, you know, sessions and all. You can say buffer multicast limit is 20. I just wanted to show you one more limit on top. Here you can see this control session policy rate is 300. These are default configuration, means optimized default configuration. You can live with it. But in future you are seeing some problem with this, then you can go and change it with some tag suggestion. Even if you go and type show run all in Cisco devices, you'll get thousands of CLI lines. Those are default configurations. So you can go and compare show run with show run all, yeah, show run full. You'll see so many default configurations are there. Even we don't know that those things are there, but those things are there in that. All right. Any question till this point? Shall I create this particular template? This
So
is what.
most of the parameter we need to leave it like default, right?
Yes, 90% thing you can leave it as it is. 95%.
In the basic configuration.
Yeah, in all the configuration. But you
Okay.
should understand what does it mean, and you
Yes,
can.
yes, understood. And how this GPS value will be selected? It will be automatically, or we need to
It is
put the
not
some value?
automatic. Yeah, you can go and put some value there. It's not automatic.
Oh, we
I
need to
haven't.
put it manually.
Yes, yeah, yes. You can
Okay.
make this also as a device specific. At the moment, I'll not. Okay, I'll give it. No problem.
Okay.
But
But where we can set this global means what is the meaning? Because I'm getting the option, three option, device, global, and some other one option. That is default option. Yeah.
in same building, if you have 10 routers,
Okay.
so geographically they are in same location, right?
Right, right.
Then you can use global.
In the same building means it is the localized, right?
Global means you're fixing that value. Means suppose global, I can put global, and then I can give 100. I can put global, and I can give minus 80.
So if the more devices is located at the same building, same site, then we
Yes.
need to select the global, right?
Yeah, this is geographical location. Yeah, geographically, if they are at same location, you can use like this.
Okay, and suppose that is the different country, then
Then you can use this variable. So when you
yeah.
push this template, it will ask you what is your latitude, what is your longitude, etc. A variable. When you have your on-demand type of template, create variable, right? So more and more places you can reuse this template. All right, great. So let's click save here. Oops, something got wrong here. Default. Okay, click save. If anything is wrong, it will tell you that this place you need to improve. So now you can see that inside system, we have created the template called system DC. Here you can see that we don't have NTP archive. If you want, just click to the plus sign and it will come here. If you don't want, click this dustbin, it will go here. These are optional, they are not mandatory. We can leave it. Then for login, yes, I want to create login template as well. So I can go and create this. You can improve, you can improve your template. Um, Again, this we are creating just for our understanding and knowledge. But you have all those options. You can improve, enhance, you can add some more features, etc. So then login template, and whenever we are creating the logs, you want to log that inside the system or you want to log to some third party server. So you'll find here that you have both the option disk, enable disk on, maximum file size 10 MB, rotation 10, priority information. You know that for logging you have different type of logging level like 1 to 7, information, critical, debug, etc. etc. Now if you have any third party server like SolarWind or any other, you can go and add that. If I click new server, it will go and ask you the IP or the host name. I'll go and give 111.200 just to show you that you can log into the remote server as well. Then VPN ID, source interface, priority, you can go click add. So you can use like this, click save. Now you can see that we have created two template. One is system wide template, one is logging template. Now if I scroll down, it will move to transport and management automatically. Oops, still we have more inside the system. I'll go and create these as well, like AAA, OMP, BFD security. But if I scroll a little bit down, then you can see transport and management. Let's scroll up, create AAA. You know that AAA itself is a big thing, right? You need to understand, learn more and more about AAA authentication, authorization, and accounting. You may have different type of servers like Radius or Tachycus server. Basically, how to integrate these things with ACS servers or ICE server. The moment I will not do any much changes here, but you can see that you have option related to authentication. Whatever CLI command that you have seen in Cisco devices, we have at least 15 to 20 lines of configuration for AAA. First of all, for all these authentication, authorization, accounting, and then again we have some 6 to 10 lines related to defining the servers or group of servers. Okay, so be careful while creating the AAA AAA template because it may break your access. Now this AAA is, by technology wise, nothing new. Whatever we have done, whatever configuration we have done in Cisco devices, same thing you have here in terms of CLI. Nothing new here. Okay, so I'll go and uh, create this as well. Let's give this that. Play DC. Save it. All right. Then you will find that we have very important template related to, it's not coming down, OMP. And now you will understand few of things related to OMP and default configuration. So I can go and create that TC OMP. And then if I scroll a little bit down, but don't worry, we have full session for OMP, and we have to learn about OMP in upcoming section. Graceful restart for OMP. What does it mean by graceful restart? How it is happening? We'll discuss about this later on when we have session on OMP. So don't worry about that. Overlay AS number. This also we'll discuss. The overlay AS number when you are configuring OMP with BGP. These options will come into the picture. Graceful restart timer by default. I think this is 12 hour. You can convert this is in second. What is happening? The point being here is this, that suppose your control plane is down. then what will happen? So that's why we have these graceful timers, graceful restart and timer. What does it mean? What is happening? What is the fallback mechanism? I will explain you in the OMP section. Okay, we have dedicated slide for that. Then you can see rest of the default configuration. So number of path advertised per prefix, how many paths it is advertising the prefix? 4. Equal cost multipathing limit, OMP by default is 4. I think you can extend up to 16. See, 16 is not throwing error. If I go and make 32, oops, it was showing, oops, sorry, something happening. I think I have, by mistake, I clicked to the create button maybe, but no problem. Let me go back. Okay, come on. OMPTC. Let me scroll down a little bit. Yeah, so if you want to check that how much it is supporting, give some higher number like 77. See, maximum is 32, it is telling. So maximum number of path advertised per prefix, it is telling maximum is 32. And ECMP limit is 16, 32 and 16. This I'll give 4, this I'll give 8. But again, we are fixing some global values. You can leave this as default as well, there's no problem. Shutdown, OMP shutdown, no, it's no shutdown. OMP admin distance for IPv4, leave this as default. We know about admin distance. OMP admin distance by default is 250. Again, in the OMP section, we'll check about that. Scroll a little down, then the timers again. Timers also we'll discuss about that. End of RIB timer, EOR, hold down timer, advertise timer, advertisement timer is 1 second. I will check about that as well. Like all protocols, they have timers. OSPF also has timer, hello timer, dead timer. RIP also has, EIGRP also have. All protocols, they have some timers for some reason. We'll discuss about that. Then you can see advertise. So inside OMP, advertisement of BGP is off by default. OSPF external is off by default. Connected and static on by default. EIGRP and Lisp off by default. Yep. You're asking anything, anyone?
Why it is written OSPF external, like in its preferred meaning it is, or not
Yeah,
only OSPF?
OSPF external is E1 OE2, right?
Yeah, that I understood, but why explicitly it is mentioned as a OSPF external, like only that option? Means why not like West?
Internal, you're telling. Why internal is not there, right?
Yeah, but or otherwise why it is not mentioned as a only OSPF? Like BGP, you have IBGP, EBGP, right?
Yeah, means OSPF external AD value, how much this is? 170, right? And
Exactly.
OSPF internal is 110, right?
Yeah, 100.
Internal, external, both have same AD or different AD? Sanjay is there?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Sanjay, OSPF external and internal ADs are same or different?
As I know, it is the 1110.
Both are same, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Only that when it is preferring the route, so it may prefer internal first and then external, like OIA and OE1 and E2, etc. Okay, it means it is like this
Actually,
only.
what is the concept here? Means in OSPF that I know it, there is the inter-area route and the same area route. So O route is denoted by the same area route, means whatever the area routes is generating by the single router and it is advertising to the different area. And when it is passing to the different area, it is denoting by the inter area route.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
so that's okay. Means
No,
external is
Ratnesh,
different.
I'm not
External
trying,
is. Mhm.
those theoretical part I know, but I'm saying why for other protocol it's clearly written as only protocol name, but for OSPF it is written as external.
Yeah.
Really, reason is
So
there. You can check it later also. It's not
yeah,
a
means okay, no problem. I don't know.
yeah,
It's like Cisco has said like this, but there may be some reason. I don't know.
okay, that's fine.
We can check.
OSPF external means maybe it is the redistributed route, means from the different protocols injected into the OSPF. That is the meaning here.
So
It is coming, but I'm not sure exactly.
yeah,
OSPF
his
external
his
means it is
yeah.
redistributed to inside the OSPF.
So his question is this, that why OSPF is not here? Why only OSPF external is here? No problem. We can check this later on.
Yeah, you can check it. No problem.
All right. At the moment, let's click save, and now we have our OMP template as well. Let me scroll a little bit down. Then BFT and security. Security again, you know that I'm going to cover it in detail later on. So I'll leave this as a factory default. There is no problem in that. BFT also, I have dedicated slide for BFT. At the moment, what I will do, I'll go simply create whatever default value is there with that. So you see, I'm not doing any change at the moment because this is also big topic, this BFT. I'll understand about technology later on. Okay, so scroll down. So now you can see that we have created our own template for um, system. On the top you can see it's very difficult to scroll here in this. System, logging, AAA, OMP, BFT. Security I leave at default. Then I need at least one template inside VPN 0 and VPN interface. And that is going to be big thing. Means it will take some time to create, but I'll create it for you. Let's go and click create template for VPN 0. It's loading. Okay. Let me give that name. VPN 0. See, VPN 0 will be different template, and uh, interfaces inside VPN 0 having different template. See how many options you have first of all in VPN. Basic configuration, DNS, advertise OMP, IPv4 route, IPv6 services, service route. Oops, I clicked somewhere. Uh, GRE routes, IPsec route, NAT, global route lake. So many. What I will do, I will skip everything. Just kidding. We'll create something there inside that. Let's go back to one of the edge device because it's very important to check what you have inside VPN 0, and according to that we can go and create our template. So you can see the CLI equivalence as well parallelly inside VPN 0. Fix the size first, the screen size. Okay. Q. I'm fixing the screen size. Just give me 1 second. So you can see that what we want to configure. Here you can see inside VPN 0, we are defining VPN 0. And this is the line. Then you can give the name as well. Then you can go and define the DNS. you can go and define the host for vbond. Okay, I'm going to define all these things: primary DNS, secondary DNS, host as well. Then you have interface. For interface, we have different templates. So don't worry about this interface configuration. But if I go a little bit down here inside VPN, you have to go and define the routes as well. The IP route coming under VPN 0, okay, or VPN interface. Let me quickly check. I think this is part of interface, because different interfaces may have different next hop, right? Like think like this site. I have VPN 0. Second. So suppose this is one of the router, and this router, suppose this is VPN 0, okay? And this VPN 0 has two interface. One interface is MPLS, one interface is internet. Now for MPLS, you may have next hop, different next hop. For internet, you may have different IP next hop, right? So I think this IP route command will come into the interface configuration that we will check. But apart from that, we want to create everything. Sanjay, you are there? Okay, so let's do that. Let's create IPv4 route is also there. We'll check. So VPN 0, name will leave it. Enhance ACMP keyring off, it's okay. Enable TCP optimization is off, we'll leave it. OMP admin distance also we can leave it. Let's leave all this information as default. Then we have to go and add the DNS. I will go and add the DNS. So I just wanted to add the primary. Let's add global parameter for DNS. So what we have inside, Sanjay, I can see that you are coming and going. Your internet is okay?
Yeah, yes, yes, yes. The internet, I don't know, but the mobile Wi-Fi is working, but in this laptop, it is intermittent disconnection. So that's why.
Right. So we are going to add these 4 or 5 lines here inside our template that we have like in CLI as well. Primary and secondary. So this is information related to DNS, and somewhere we should have some save button so we can save this configuration.
Why this DNS configuration is needed here?
In VPN 0, we are giving DNS information as well, right? Like suppose if your vbond is there in what I can see, DNS information is required because maybe your controllers, they are in public domain. That's one reason, and you want to reach to your controllers. That's why we are giving this DNS. Even in, I have seen in production network, people are using DNS 8.8.8.8. If you see that cloud hosted controllers VPN 0 configuration, you'll find that DNS 8.8 or any other DNS, Google or maybe Cisco DNS. So DNS is there just for controller information. It's not mandatory because it is here in the lab, so I'm putting here just to show you that you can define primary and secondary. Okay. Then it is asking about new host mapping. So I want to create that as well. Host mapping. host name and the list of IP. This is for vbond. So host name is vbond.cisco.com, and then IP, two IPs are here in this particular lab for vbond, 11 and 21. And 21. Let's see. Okay. Okay, and then advertise OMP. Again, over VPN 0. Rest everything I'm leaving this as a default. It's not required. Then you have IPv4 route. Let me quickly check that for VPN 0. Yeah, you can go and create IP route here. Interface. Yep. You have to go and create the IPv4 routes here. Sure, run VPN. I just wanted VPN 0 configuration. IP route. So here you can see that inside VPN 0 we have these two gateways defined. Now if you want to define this default route gateways, as a variable, you have that choice. You can make this as a variable as well. While doing the actual deployment, you can go and put that value. So I'll make this as a variable here. Add new IPv4 route, click there. So prefix we have 0.0.0.0/0. Next hop, yes, I want to add next hop. Click there. Add next hop. Next hop I want to make as a variable. VPN MPLS. I don't know which is MPLS, which is internet. Next hop. Device specific MPLS next hop. And then here also I want to add. When you type all these things, you'll find that it's not that is that much user friendly. Init next hop. Okay, so we have added two next hop, one for MPLS, one for internet. Click add. And now you can see that default of 000 having two next hop, those are user defined. Okay. Then what next? We don't have IPv6 route. We don't want to add any services. We don't have any service route at the moment. We don't have GRI routes. We don't have IPsec routes at the moment. We don't want to leak anything at the moment. Okay. So we are very much good with VPN 0 configuration. What we have done here is that we have added the IP route, and then we have added DNS and vBond configuration. You can click save. You can go here. So we have this VPN 0. Next, what we want to do, we want to configure VPN interface. I will go and add one at the moment. When we enhance this template, we'll add one more interface. So for example, we'll go and add interface related to MPLS. And then again, we can go and add interface related to internet as well. Yes, when we do the improvement in this template, we'll do that. We will do like that, and then we should go and add VPN 512 and then interface inside VPN 512. At the moment, we don't have service VPN like VPN 10, 20, 30, 40. So we will leave it. Then you can see additional template. We can go and create our banner. We can go and add the policy. This policy is local policy. We can go and add the SNMP configuration. We can go and add the security policy. In security section, we'll go and add it. Then you have one bridge template as well. You want to bridge your router with some L2 switches like that. Some bridging concept is there here as well. All right. So I'm not completing this section here, but we have all those templates. We'll continue from here in next section. From VPN 0 interfaces and VPN 512 interfaces. We'll go and add this, and then we'll go and deploy it. Once we deploy it successfully, we'll see if any error will come. We'll try to recover from the error. Then we'll do slight improvement in these templates, and then we'll go and learn about some of the designing stuff in the next section, next class. If you have any question, please feel free to ask.